personal piece here. This is a personal vent by me. But I got a person on social media, right? I made a piece on Floyd Mayweather, made a couple of them. And I had somebody on social media leave me a comment saying, oh, this is Chael. Once again, he's trashing Floyd Mayweather. Whoa. Is that how you guys see it? Do I do that? Because I sure don't mean to. I love watching Floyd. I admire Floyd. When I tell you all these different things about Floyd, it's because I followed his career so closely. I had a cool moment with Floyd. So, 2005, Roy Jones Jr. Promotions. And Guzman put this on, but for whatever reason, he said it was Roy Jones Jr. Promotion. It was Guzman. But they came out to Portland, did 5,500 tickets in the Rose Garden. That's 17,000. They got 5,500 to come in, and they papered the house. They gave thousands of tickets away. Now, I only tell you that because you're thinking, how do you get into a Floyd fight? How was a Floyd fight not sold out? This is just before Floyd was Floyd. He was great. He had the medal from the Olympic Games. He had a whole bunch of fights. He had the family limit. But to remind you guys, he was still Pretty Boy Floyd. You guys remember Pretty Boy time? And he was very embracive. He knew throwing left and right hands is not enough. He knew enough about his own sport to know that's not enough. He wanted to be an entertainer. He just didn't know how to do it. He hadn't found his way, right? He was still throwing things at the wall. There was strange things happen. Do you guys remember a woman would pop out of a cake. Do you guys remember that? That was a big thing in the 80s. She's in a bikini or less. They had this great big cake and she pops out of it and all the guys. But do you remember this? Floyd did an entrance like that. He was a cake. So when they flash, right, the ring's over here. When they flash, there's a cake. And Floyd pops out of it instead. But he was trying things like this. One time he was a stew. They got a great big pot. They got a fake fire. And they got somebody stirring the pot. And as they stir the pot, Floyd starts to rise, right? They cooked him. I don't totally know what it was they were going for. But I'm sharing with you, as ridiculous as that might sound, there was a massive effort. This Floyd, as an attraction, as an entertainer, did not just happen. And nobody came in and did that for him. Like, you take WWE, they will do that for you. You take anything that you've seen in Hollywood, they will do that for you. You will have no say in it. They will tell you what time to report. They will tell you what to wear. They will do your hair for you. You won't even do it. They will tell you what to say and in what direction to say it. I mean, when I tell you they do it for you, they literally do it for you. In this world, there's nobody. As surprising as that may be, there's nobody. So now you got a team of dum-dums. You're a dum-dum yourself. Oh, yeah, when you're trying to be different, you're coming out of a cake. So it's one of these things. But he didn't stop. I love the Floyd story, and I love that. And in this fight in Portland, the year was 2005. He fought a former world champion named Shambe Mitchell. Was it 2005? Golly, it might have been 6. At any rate, he fought a former world champion named Shambe Mitchell, dominated and finished him in the 5th round. That's what Floyd did. And I worked with the Oregon State Athletic Commission, executive director Brad Darcy at the time, and Brad assigned me to Floyd's locker room. So I got the shirt on, right? We're division of the state police. I got the badge, all official, and they're showing me full respect, but I'm going to watch Floyd wrap his hands. I'm going to initial it, and then I stay with him. He never leaves my sight till the fight is over. Never. If he is to go into a bathroom stall, I go with him. If he needs privacy, we cut off the wraps and we redo it. That was my job, though. So I am going to be with Floyd start to finish. He leaves the locker room, I go to the ring with him. He goes back I go back to the ring with him. Remove the wraps, take the wraps. I'm not just sharing. This was my job. So I was with Floyd, who arrived very early. I'm with him for 4 hours. And Floyd had a group, 3, 4 young boys. Oldest one would have been 11, I'm guessing. That was his team, though. And then he had what was called a ghetto blaster. Do you guys remember those? You used to put a cassette tape in. At this time, you could put a CD in, but it was a great big device. 2 big speakers over here, and then the radio portion here. Floyd had that in the corner, and he would tell those boys, hey, track 6, disc 6, track 4. Hey, disc 8, put it on track 1, play it again, turn it up. He would do for 4 hours. He would do this, and they would play the music, and Floyd would tell them how great he was. He would tell this, I got to over here. I'm here for 4 hours. He'd tell him how great he was. Kazasu beat him too. Don't worry about De La Hoya. Don't worry. You want to know why I don't get nervous? He told the and they turned hey, turn that radio down. They turned it. They said, you guys want to know why I don't get nervous? They were like, yeah, Floyd, why don't you get nervous? He said, because I'm the best. Nothing to get nervous about. I'm the best. Beat De La Hoya. Kazasu beat him too. Twice. That's a quote. That is a quote, and it wasn't true. I went and looked it up. He didn't beat Kazasu twice, not at that point. But it was fun. Then he'd tell him to turn the music back. This went on for 4 hours. Stop Sean B. Mitchell. We get back. He stands on a bench in the locker room. Floyd stands up on this bench. He's all sweaty. He holds his check up that the commission had just given him and tells these 4 boys, clap it up, y'all. And he's holding a check over his head for $4.5 million. It was just a cool moment. And so you had this great boxer, this second generation guy, right? I mean, this is in his blood. His pops was a great fighter. His uncle was a great fighter. Turned out his pops and his uncle were even better trainers. Everything is going Floyd's way as long as he has the eye of the tiger and he can stay focused. He's got the opportunity, he's got the environment. But he knows if he wants to make it, if he wants to have a career different than his father's and different than his uncle's, the left and right hands don't make money for anybody, and they never have. You have to be an entertainer. And eventually he got influenced. He got influenced through rap videos. There was bling and there was shine, there was money. And all of a sudden, pretty boy Floyd, you know, the Olympic hero with the nice smile, all of a sudden he's got girls around him, he's got fur coat, he's got the sunglasses on, he's got chains, he's got Rolex, he's got the fancy cars. It was one of these things. It was working right then culturally in rap videos. Boom, he took it from him. And he brought it over here. And it wasn't over here. It wasn't in combat. It was different. It was something that worked. It was something that was proven to work. And arrogance is showing. You used to, if you had wealth, you didn't want anybody to know. If you had wealth and you had a fancy car, you're now a prick. Unless you pull into an environment where everybody's got the same thing in fancy cars, right? Like if you got the big shiny black one that stands out, you're now a jerk. So it was a very different time, and Floyd saw it, and he saw that it was working, and he grabbed it. I just shared it with you. I thought the whole thing was awesome. I don't think that I've ever put Floyd down. Sure haven't meant to. I know guys that trained with Floyd, said they'd never seen anything like it. They would compare him to Lance Armstrong. Think what you want, but Lance Armstrong had a very impressive and extremely rare work ethic. Floyd would go to the club. He would be at the club, go in the bathroom at the club and change. And send a text to his team, meet me at the gym in an hour. And he would run 5 miles to the gym at 2 or 3 a.m. and go get a workout in. Did these things all the time. One thing to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next. They said to keep his energy up, he would have Mountain Dew. Everybody's drinking water. They said during practice, he would have Mountain Dew, and he'd only take 2 drinks. So 5 minutes on, he's 5 minutes on, a heavy bag, let's just say 5 minutes on, bell goes off, he comes over, 2 drinks. But it was Mountain Dew. He thought that the sugar, he thought the carbohydrates, he thought this helped him. Whether it did or not, I'm just sharing with you. I love everything about the Floyd story. Now, there has been many things that are mistold. I view myself as a historian. And if I'm entertaining and I'm storytelling, I will tell you, you'll know that. But if we're shooting, we're trying to tell a story for accuracy purposes, you will know that as well. And I will always be right, including times where you think I've got it wrong. No, you got it wrong. I'm right. I did a piece with Andrew Schultz, and Floyd and his purses had come up. Now, his purses are ridiculously embellished. They're silly. They're silly to the point they're offensive because major news outlets report them. Forbes, which is extremely well respected. Forbes reported, and you can go find this right now. They reported that Floyd had a fight that he got $250 million. That is so absurd. But Forbes reported it, right? So sometimes I like to correct the record. Or they'll talk about pay-per-views that Floyd said, and I'll correct the record. But there's not an insult there. What I'm saying, Floyd didn't make $250 million, but he pretended he did, and he got you to believe it. I respect things like that. I never got $250 million. If I thought I could tell a story in a way to get you to accept it, I might have done it. It's good marketing. That was the angle he went for. He got tired of coming out of cakes and coming out of stews. He liked to be the guy with the bling and the cash in the bag and placing the big bets at the MGM Grand. He liked that. He lived the gimmick. But if you don't know the difference from the body slam to the leg drop, if you don't know these things, and you're a mark, you have somebody like me that comes in and just wants to correct a couple of things, don't take offense at that, but also don't suggest to me that that's trash talk. That's truth talk, and in this industry, rarely, but we do a little bit of that too.